So at the time of recording, last night was the final match of Season 16 of the Alliance Conquest season. And with that, we're going into another round of UC, and with that, another set of predictions. And in our high last night of beating MBE, Grom kindly offered to join me with my UC predictions video here. So thank you, Grom, and hello.
Hello, you're welcome.
And we're going to go through all of these matches together and see what we think. I mean, the final winner, I imagine everyone has no doubt over.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward guess, a pretty straightforward prediction at this point.
But between that, there are quite a lot of like 50-50 matches here. Actually, there's quite a lot of rematches from the regular season with like us and MBE will meet in the bracket. You've got WTF N3O. WTF actually got a win over N3O during the season, which surprised a lot of people. So there are a fair few 50-50 matches through here, I think. I think a lot of people are going to struggle with their predictions because of that, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
So,
I didn't spend too much time on it myself yet, but what I heard from others, a lot of coin flips.
yeah. I mean, we get to a coin flip pretty quickly. So first, Dep obviously win, but then come FDH. So FDH have obviously been just decimated with their main leads going to Dep. We took Astra and Spimmer and people like that. And come haven't lost many people, it seems. Like, it seems like Carassa went to BDR, but the bulk of their top leads have actually mostly stayed in. So
yeah,
this could be a fairly competitive match. Come actually didn't register for that sixth match, and they were pulling like 60 to 70 people.
the thing is also if they what time slot would they play at? Probably 1 a.m. I suppose.
Probably.
I don't
Like,
think FDH pick 13,
yeah.
and I don't think Come pick 19 and 22.
Would FDH do 19 as their third over 7?
I don't know. They had 7 last season, right?
I do not remember.
No, I remember they played NBE at 7 a.m. GMT twice, I think.
Might be a 7 then.
Could be a 7 then, true.
I mean, we commented on it like the day before yesterday, I think, of just how many people were joining FDH in that UC lock day. So they had over 30 people join FDH. I feel
there were like 70 or 60 people in the alliance before UC started, and now they're like at 93.
Yeah, I think it was low 60s. And they do still have a lot of strong rally leads. Like,
Yeah, they do.
You can hold on like Harlard, Trig, Steel, even if he's full bows. He's just so big, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. The question would just be, do they get the reinforcements going well enough?
Yeah.
I've honestly have no idea about how organized Come is in the end. I've never seen them play.
Yeah.
In a full roster. Like I think they made like UC a while ago, but they had only like a with main leads out or something like that. They were confusing them as well. But yeah, I've never seen them play. I have no idea how well they play, how well they coordinated. So it's really just a coin flip.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I'm gonna slightly edge FDH just because of the participant swing, because of how many UC recruits they got in, whereas Come lost some, like Carassa to BDR, whereas I don't think FDH really lost anyone.
And I suppose if FDH would need piloting, I don't think they would have issues with that either.
That's true, yeah. Because all the FDH people that went to Dep will help. They have a lot of friends and like English-speaking alliances they can source from.
Yep.
So yeah, MBE, I mean, will easily beat CAC, you assume. Maybe they'll make it expensive for soloing, but
it should be a straightforward match.
MBE are very, very strong.
Yes, they are.
So
yeah, I mean, CAC might get people into key buildings. I don't know if they will be able to hold them even, to be entirely honest. I could see the Peacestone getting rallied out as well by NBE.
Yeah.
Just because even if not the first attempt, but maybe the second or third row, because the reinforcements will just not be that good, probably.
Yeah. Wait. They got Peacetown into Casterly in 3 seconds.
Yes.
I mean, if you do that with Black Bear and Peacetown and Mines or something, maybe, but
Yeah, maybe CAC will surprise us. But I've learned a very important lesson in last seasons of UC predicting. Whenever I betted on CAC, I lost the bet.
yeah.
So I'm not going to do the same mistake again.
I remember last time I bet NFI to beat them twice. A lot of people questioned that, but yeah, it's just past those whales. They just fall off so much.
Yeah.
I think us versus NW1 is quite interesting because NW1 merged with Dumb. I think you still have to pick us because we beat them twice very handily through the season, but
yeah, it really, I guess no disrespect or anything, but it really wasn't a difficult match for us against them.
Yeah, in the second match it looks close, but we sort of let them have some points at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
So it wouldn't have been that big a margin, a smaller margin.
I mean, yes, they got the UC recruits, but yeah, no, I mean, it will be hopefully, I'm hoping, for it to be a better match than the previous 2 encounters we had with them in the season.
Yeah.
But I'm still quite confident in our ability to win that match.
Yeah. And I think BDR, clearly, second favorites in the whole event, probably.
No brainer.
And if I would just save speeds there, you imagine?
Yes, I would say so.
N3O WTF, like, this is a rematch, and both rosters didn't change that much for UC, really, at least rally leader-wise.
You have no idea if N3O sticked up or not, honestly.
Like, they got some people from, like, UTB and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure their main core rally lead roster is just the same.
Yeah, probably.
And so is WTF's.
I mean, there's not, like, you'd need a very strong recruit to improve N3O's rally lead roster anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think despite WTF winning earlier in the season, I feel like you still have to pick N3O because that's just so hard to replicate. Like, it's so expensive.
I feel like N3O went into the game underestimating WTF a bit. Because if you look at it historically, when was the last time N3O was challenged by an other 1900 alliance that isn't BDR?
Yeah.
I remember a UC match against them from us like 5 seasons ago, where we went head to head, but maybe even longer than that. But since then, I really don't know of any alliances that went close. I mean, I think, did they meet in BE before or after WTF?
I think it was before.
After, right? Oh, before, yeah.
Yeah, so you see,
from a theoretical perspective, they'd say, okay, we beat NBE easily. MBE is stronger than WTF, so we go in, save some speeds compared to how, because we had the BDR match before that, and it just backfired royally.
Yeah, the racing difference too was brutal,
yes,
really brutal. Especially because WTF are racing leads on, like Queen of Sin, ENQ, Bladder.
Yep.
That's all rally leads. And so M3 only won Warrior and a Stronghold.
Yeah.
Even just winning 1 or 2 buildings is a huge swing if they can manage that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very off topic, but I'm slightly annoyed looking at the healing points because I thought this was going to be. I'm used to what our match of MVE was like yesterday. The healing points in that match were nothing compared to our MVE match.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm surprised it wasn't more expensive.
I'm never going to financially recover from that match.
WXC clearly beat BTA. I think BTA's whales have mostly gone to depth.
Probably some even to WXC, maybe? No, they stayed.
Yeah. No,
maybe they're just in now
after. Why have they got to make it difficult? Where is depth elimination? Like, I know at minimum the Renate,
okay. So BTA really is just a shell at this point, I suppose.
And WXC have bulked up a lot compared to last season. They overperformed last season too. Like, Tok stayed in rather than go to M3O.
Yep.
Star bought one of Joker's accounts, it seems, which is like...
Yeah, it was one of the Poyaks.
Yeah, which max, near max. I can even find it here.
Yeah.
So they're looking very scary for, I think, the BDRs and M3Os of the world later, because they have very good racing too.
Yep.
CC not being raced directly into buildings. I'm disappointed. Guess he's being kept free. But they have that potential in the big matches for sure.
Definitely.
Another coin flip match, maybe the closest of all these first round matches, is GCM RRH.
Yep.
I think us here are a bit in the dark of like where these two are at because we haven't played them recently.
Yeah.
But looking through their recent matches, it's quite similar, the bracket they're in and like their performances against equally ranked alliances.
What I'm confused with is GCM struggling a lot with WAO compared to RH just beating OBV.
Yeah, the OBV win looks like the biggest win here that either have had. Having the BFA win as well, with Orval in as well, is a pretty good win at the start. I think GCM might have bulked up more for UC specifically as well, though, which is another bit of a swing factor.
I sadly had to decline Kovia's invitation to RH this season. maybe next time.
So I think both of us are slightly edging RRH, but that could really go either way.
Yeah, that's a really big coin flip match. I mean, GCM beating J4Z is also big, to be honest.
Yeah, and that was the last second of the game, apparently, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing people talking about some mines not working properly or something. I don't know. I was definitely lost with the mines this match.
Yeah.
Or one, however you want to see it.
But that's the whole first round done then.
Yep.
And second round, again, Dep just steamrolls everyone. Doesn't let me pick them. Just to go through by default, I have to pick all the other rounds, but
yep.
FDH can just save speeds there. Then we have this rematch, which I don't know. I don't know if I'm happy we get to rematch them, but
I mean, we get to rematch them twice, most probably in the season.
Yeah.
In the CC season. So I'm not exactly. I'm mostly happy with how we played. There are a few things we desperately need to improve on as well. But overall, we played really well. It was a really good match as well. A lot of fun. But I mean, I feel like it comes down to who's more broke at this point of the match.
Yeah.
Especially for the potential second rematch later on in the season. You could argue it's a coin flip as well. I mean, it most probably is a coin flip.
To neutrals, it has to be a coin flip, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's literally not possible to have 3 matches like that one yesterday, because just people don't have the heals. Like how many, I mean, we've spoke about it, but how many diamonds and heals did you use yesterday?
I mean, I didn't go deep into my diamonds, but I went through 1.5 thousand days.
Yeah.
Myself, and I think the last 10 minutes or last 15 minutes I went into diamonds, but not a significant amount at that point.
Yeah. I
mean, the thing is, look, I can do this again. I don't have an issue with that. And Lancelot doesn't have an issue with it either, I suppose. But it's more about all the fillers rather than the rel leads, if they could keep going.
Especially on like the building solos and stuff, where you're needing constant reinforcements.
Yep.
The boots too. People running out of boots.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like almost that's even a much bigger issue almost than heals probably for some people.
Yeah.
Like, have fun rebuilding your boots after if you got down to 0. Like, do you spend your diamonds you potentially need for healing for boots then? Like, what do you do?
I was like the second healing for us, and I used I think 600 days heals and 700k diamonds. So like, everyone.
You went to diamonds earlier than.
Yeah, I was just healing on diamonds on every account.
I mean, I just used days. I just used speed ups until they were gone, and then I went over to diamonds.
I literally just clicked the like "Don't ask me again" box and just clicked on every account. I didn't want to waste any time with clicking through the healing things.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I took the time between solos to heal with speed ups.
So inefficient.
Wow, I'm being shamed now for that. I see how it is.
So I think both of us, like, we've got to back ourselves here, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
But we're literally HOH's AC shot callers, so we're pretty biased.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's also the grudge match for both alliances. I don't care about the rest of UC and AC. I just care about these matches because they are the ones that that are the most fun for me as well,
Yeah.
and also the most, I don't know, not relevant, but like the ones with the most backstory. Let's put it that way. Sort of
Also,
history between the two alliances, and
we're also just the two most well balanced alliances
yeah, definitely.
that we'll run into at least.
Yes, yes.
So if you're a neutral, I feel like this is probably where you have to make your own mind up here,
Yep.
because this is a real coin flip. I could definitely see like someone winning in round 2, and then if we meet again in round 5, the other wins, or something
Yeah,
like that as
definitely.
well.
I mean, both matches, like every time we meet, it's a coin flip. Even in the past, they were always decided on mines.
Yeah,
This time we had a decent advantage before mines, and we fumbled one mine swap. Then we stopped when we knew that we won mathematically, so it got closer than it could have been
yeah.
in the end to score. But
It's
yeah.
sort of funny trying to explain that we sort of saved some heals at the end when looking at these healing rankings, because it does not
I mean,
feel
yeah,
like that.
I stopped healing the last 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
So I saved heals. I probably saved like 100,000 diamonds. Big stonks.
Okay. Then BDR and Frio. This is like one of the most storied rivalries out there. They did meet earlier in the season, and
Yeah.
BDR just won. I think because of that and the UC recruit swings, you have to go BDR just because BDR got some new people in. M3O, again, if you look at their match earlier, Tok was their top Elam player, and he's in
Yeah.
WXC. That's a big swing. And
Yep.
then like BDR will just always get a bunch of new people in for UC as well. Like,
Yeah, King Goran.
yeah, this guy as well. And there'll be a bunch of them down the list.
Yep.
Sir Coppard, people like that. And BDR seems like they bulked up with a lot of T5 like fillers, even below their rally leads as well, which I feel like was a bit of an issue for them compared to M3O and Dep.
Yeah.
Seems a bit more equal in that sense now also. But again, that could also go either way. But I always slightly edge BDR in those BDI and Frio matches.
Yeah, probably you'll have to.
Then WXC RIH again. WXC will just walk through that. Assumedly, RIH will save speed ups for their
Yeah, maybe it
losers
will be a
bracket
smart
match.
move.
Leg cum is, that sounds like a very weird innuendo as I say that out loud. I think this is another coin flip one, or at least one which we don't really know about. Like, I was sort of confused looking at Leg's recent matches where they put like 120k past OBV when.
Yeah, I was confused by that as well. Because I mean we played like we saw the way they play, and I
Yeah,
would have thought that OBV have like a should have an edge over them.
well, it was very reliant on Y2N and Abdi soloing, and
Yeah, it is true. And
Y
YQN is in depth.
that yeah that
Yeah.
Abdi stayed, but still. Plus, Leg's biggest building holders are bows, which is also really awkward.
Yeah.
Although Leg do have a lot of bow players, like full stop, to be fair. But I think that match makes me want to just pick them over Cum just by itself. The time slot will
Yeah,
probably be
probably.
terrible for Leg though, because they're the 16th seed. Cum is 8th, so Cum will have time slot priority.
Yeah.
When would that even end up being? Like 1 a.m. or something?
Probably. I would assume like to pick 1922.
Yeah.
Maybe picking 13 there wouldn't be the smart one. So probably one.
So that will probably be unideal for both.
Yeah.
But yes, this is a real coin flip one. I don't think many people know much about either of these two or like have a lot of firm information on them. So it's a hard one to predict. But leg will be my pick there.
Yeah, I would agree.
NW1 KC. I think you have to go with NW1 there. Again, it's just you can't trust KC and UC. And
Yeah.
NW1 are looking really strong with this.
It should be
UC match
closer
too.
than CAC against NBE in theory, but
If
yeah.
NFI beat CAC twice in a row last UC, like how do NW1 not go
Yeah,
through them? Especially with
that's
that
true.
Cashew guy still winning. Like, this Cashew guy is so fast. Like, cannot be that guy in
Yep.
a race at all. Jesus Christ, they won every race against Jazz. That is
Yep.
brutal. What the hell? Okay. NFI WTF. I think you just have to go with WTF. They're
Yeah, the
so
matches were
strong now.
close-ish in past seasons. Right, I think last UC they played them twice or just once.
Yeah, we played them quite a few times when I was still there in UC.
So yeah, and the alliances back then were decently close, but now the difference is just too big.
Yeah, WTF are a very different proposition now. They basically have a Max account.
Yeah,
And
the Athena and crew.
yeah, and multiple other ones who are very, very strong. They have such a strong core of rally leads now.
Yep.
I just don't think
Definitely.
NFI can. I mean, NFI will get soloed out of buildings because we were getting soloed out of buildings from WTF. So
Yeah, true.
didn't TARDIS lose solos to Athena or like Dell?
Sometimes, but like not reliably.
Yeah, if they're losing solos to Athena, NFI are not holding solos against Athena, not on their
Yeah,
imp leads
that's
at least.
definitely true.
BTA GCM, I think you just go with GCM, right? Because BTA lost its Wales.
Probably.
It's a bit of a weird one, but
Yeah.
I always find it awkward picking these like Asian alliances I just don't really know much about.
Yeah, same. It's just they usually have some strong people, but then they usually also like a bit of coordination. But
Yeah,
now the big people even left for other alliances, so
yeah. If in doubt,
should
I
probably
just go
so.
with the people getting better attendances and
Yeah,
are
it's
coordinated.
usually a decent bet.
Okay, so then FDH leg. This is also a weird one to pick, I think. Would probably be at like
Yeah,
2200.
yeah, it is a weird one, but FDH should have the edge.
Yeah. So much depends on like how all their UC recruits perform, I guess.
Yeah, of course, true.
Yeah, I think with
But like I
Y2 in
don't
out,
see like
with Y2 in out, the like top end rally leads are clearly in FDH's favor.
yeah, I don't see FDH losing buildings to like
Yeah,
unless it's like a weaker lead and he gets just spammed by Tholus by Abdia.
yeah. Because a lot of our match against them was just sort of like solos for 60 minutes, basically, right?
Yeah, their rallies didn't really put any pressure on.
Yeah. So FDH there, but leg potentially could take that one. I assume they'll go all out and expect they could win.
Yeah, I mean it's the last match, potentially last match for them, so going all out should be the good.
Yeah. MB
Good way to do it.
NW1 has to be MB again.
Yeah,
They're just
has
too
to.
strong and coordinated for NW1, I feel like. But maybe NW1 have routes to win from like outracing them and getting CCKU into buildings and stuff. But when you don't sound convinced.
Yeah, but like even if CCQ is in the building, NB is gonna kick him.
True,
Probably.
true.
I mean, okay, I can't judge how they play with the new roster, but when they played against us, the reinforcements were a big issue in the first match. Like the second match, they didn't try anymore because they saw they don't really have a chance. But in the first match, the reinforcements was just a big issue, and they couldn't hold on their strongest leads.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't that we took them anyway, but like there were almost no arrows marching to the buildings.
yeah.
So I mean, if they don't fix that, then they can't get close to NVE.
Yeah, you've got to go crazy reinforcing them. I mean, my back to our match yesterday, all my healing hit is just reinforcing. It's just reinforcing with 2 mil T5s over and over and over and over again. And that's pretty much what everyone's healing is for the most part as well. So you've got to go so hard to keep pace with that.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't see NW1 having even close to that pace.
Yeah. M3 WTF, just a rematch from round 1. It's the same reasoning. I feel like you have to edge M3O. Like you're not gonna ever bleed people like Nightmare of Speeds. He's just gonna solo forever.
Yep.
Like, yeah. the pressure that puts on you and your fillers for boots and healing costs is just the attrition over the whole season is just brutal. RIH GTM again, another rematch. I guess RIH again, but again it's a coin flip, so it could go either way.
Yep, I would agree.
Dep against
we're gonna beat them. I'm calling it now. we're gonna send Dep into the lower bracket so they can get more wins, more matches for elims.
I've literally said this for like 2 or 3 seasons in a row, and they never do
And
it.
it never happens.
I mean, their logic is just no one plays against us, which does make sense, to be fair.
Yeah, it does make sense.
But you maybe at least get a little bit more points. Just
I mean,
send in like 10 people.
Beating them there would secure us top 3. So there's that.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's very unrealistic.
I think whoever of MB and HOH wins this just full save
Doesn't
speeds.
play.
Yeah. Like even
I mean,
boots.
we will enter, but like we won't heal, obviously.
Yeah. So
Raise with 50% or something.
yeah. BDR WXC, I think this could be like the N3O BDR of old, to be honest. I think these could be really good matches because WXC's rally lead list is very competitive, like probably even beyond BDRs at this point. Would you say?
Yeah, could be.
I think their racing is clearly over BDRs too, and then
Yep.
it's just obviously BDR are like insanely coordinated, so it's keeping up with that.
Yeah, I mean, the Weissing account is a new addition, which also has been improved a lot in recent weeks. Plus all the other recruits they got. I don't know if they got some UC recruits as well.
Yeah,
But even
Dragono,
without
Talk
UC
Stadium.
recruits, their roster is just so stacked.
Yeah. I feel like you have to pick BDR probably, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm only saying that just because of like history though. Because also WXC hasn't been bled of anything all season.
Yeah, they should be pretty stacked.
They should be more stacked than everyone except that.
Yeah.
Because they've just played no one. Who has BDR played up to this point?
They played in 3-0, they played us, NBE, and WTF. Like they only had in 3-0 as an expensive match as well, to be fair.
Yeah. So I think this first one it won't matter that much, but maybe the attrition if they meet later could sort of swing it to WXC a bit. But for me, at least, BDR always just at such a high standard that I'm going to stick with them. FDH, MBE, or us if we lose up here. It has to be MBE, really.
Yeah, has to.
I mean, they were close to beating FDH before they lost Ortizio and Asterix and Napo and Astra and all them. So, with all those roster changes, with MB realistically being stronger than ever with all their UC recruits and whatnot, they're just definitely out ahead.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
RIH, M3O, RIH just accept their fate. If they get here, they've had their big wins against GCM, and they're happy with that, and they'll bow out there. I imagine they'll be pretty content with things if they get there.
Very good UC run.
Yeah, really good.
If they beat GCM twice, that's all you can really expect to achieve at that point, I feel like.
Yeah, and then it's us and MB again. I feel like no matter who wins or loses around 2, like this will just happen inevitably, probably, right?
Probably, yeah. But whoever loses in round 2 obviously has the harder path.
Yeah,
like more expensive path.
We're both gonna be so broke after this match.
I mean, we'll have 2 weeks to recover, or like the winner will have 2 weeks to recover.
Yeah,
which is not a lot, but there's a difference if you have like 2 matches where you potentially need to spend speeds. Like NW1 won't just roll over, FDH won't roll over. So those are 2 expensive-ish matches. Yeah.
Again, I think we're gonna have to back ourselves.
We can't pick anything else.
It's definitely a coin flip. Like I think no matter what, it will end within 10k points both matches, unless like someone just saves speeds at some point or like gives up for some reason. But I can't see that.
That could happen in the first match, but not in the second one.
Yeah.
Like in the first encounter, you could argue that okay, we are not doing too well, let's call it, and save them for the rematch. But in the second match, both alliances will just be dead broke by the end of it.
Yeah. It will be decided by a mine, an intercept, just something like that somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
WXC M3O. Again, I feel like I like WXC here.
Spicy.
Well, they won last season, and I think they're significantly stronger this season. And
not much happened for M3O.
Well, yeah, they lost. Like Tok was in M3O last GC, right?
I think so. Yeah. Actually, I don't remember.
I don't remember either, to be fair. But either way, WXC has clearly gone a lot stronger comparatively to M3O.
Yep.
And you'd have to assume WXC have the racing advantage.
Yeah.
And if you get accounts like El Sicario into buildings directly, it's...
And it's quite brutal.
Yeah. So...
Even start winning Castle Rock as well. I mean, okay, it's Wii. Okay, never mind. I don't think Wii is very well known for racing.
Yeah, that's a 8-second Castle cap. That's really slow. But they'll bring it out in the big matches. We know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go WXC there, but M3O can totally win that match.
Yeah, definitely.
Then Dep BDR in winners bracket round 6. Imagine Dep will just solo them out of buildings and BDR will save speeds for the finals, where it'll probably just happen again, judging by last season.
Yeah, it's such an awkward situation because, like, do you? I mean, yeah, BDR will probably try some things out, but then will it matter if you just get soloed out? Like, even if your strongest leads lose solos, then.
But yeah, it's just how do you beat that? You
Yeah, how
can't
do you
win
beat that?
races
You
against
can't
them.
really.
They're getting max accounts into every building. They have probably at least like 10, 15 of the top 20, 25 accounts in the game in that roster right now. That's probably it's probably even more. Like they just have a way too much firepower to be competed with, really. And plus the solo sizes are getting bigger too with the like Ice Dragon event thing going on right now. That's gonna be another like 30, 40, 50k onto people, which then gets multiplied up with the army sizes. So the losers bracket round 6, whoever wins HOHMB, I think whoever of us get here are just gonna be so broke that we just will have no chance.
Yeah.
Like we'll try, but there's just no chance. Everyone will have nothing left in their accounts.
Yeah, that's true. And as you mentioned, the racing difference just hits hard there as well.
Yeah.
Like WXC is good with reinforcing as well. So if LC Carry gets in the building, I don't see us kicking him, to be entirely honest. Same with CCPCC, or even more so. So yeah. I mean, unless some super giant major upsets happening, WXC takes that. No matter if it's us or NBE, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because like CC and people like that will just solo all of us out of buildings too.
Oh yeah.
Like if
you probably can solo each of us out.
If Lance and Barb are like soloing us out, and you and Zoika are soloing MB out, CC can solo either of us out.
If I can solo somebody, CC can solo them twice over.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Yeah, WXC.
Unrealistic for us to beat them there. Same with NBE if they get there.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
And BDR WXC. This is probably the real UC finals to a lot of people, I imagine, because everyone knows Dep will just win in the finals.
Yeah, probably. There's a very decent chance for that happening.
Like I picked BDR before, so I feel like I have to pick them again, but I really could see WXC winning that because we know what will happen with the racing.
Yeah.
There will be max accounts being put into buildings just like Dep.
Probably, yes.
So matter of factly. It's just such a mountain to go up.
Yeah, it is.
I'm struggling with this so much. Like my fingers want to click BDR, but my head is just screaming at me like I think WXC are gonna win that one. Because BDR are gonna be so much more bled by then as well, surely. Or is it just I guess it's sort of a whitewash. They won't try against Dep probably.
Probably not, no. I don't see them being really drained at that point. Like BDR don't have they have N3O, right, in round 2.
Yeah.
Then they have WXC. I mean, okay, yeah, actually they are decently drained at that point. Both alliances probably.
Well, that's the thing. It's just WXC had no one in the regular season.
Yeah, they will get BDR and N3O in the path before that.
And again, it isn't like the rally leads. It's like the 80th filler. Can the 80th filler keep sending reinforcements with heals and boots 50 minutes in? And you have to hold that mind to win the match. That's the hard bit.
Yeah, I don't know really.
That as this, the BDR WXC matches and HOH MB are probably going to be the best watches in here, I think.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like part of my reasoning of picking BDR here is also just they're going to shout at me on official Discord if I don't. So I feel like I'm being emotionally manipulated just from me expecting that. Yeah, I will go with BDR.
That reasoning made my day. I don't want to get shouted at an official Discord.
And then Dep take it once again. Well done to them.
Yeah, I feel like it's the inevitable outcome. Dreaded, run from it. Dep still arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see anything else happening, to be entirely honest.
Yeah, it's
unless they can't enter the match or something due to whatever reason.
BDR need to find a way of DDoSing.
You can't even DDoS. People. Like, that's the thing. You would need to find out each and every one of their addresses, IP addresses, to just DDoS them. Yeah, I don't know.
Just find the racers and shot callers and DDoS them. It's a good start.
Yeah, true. Even then, if you let like 20 max accounts just lose, let them lose and just do whatever they want, they would still do the same thing they are doing, just maybe a bit less coordinated.
Yeah, even if you DDoS them, like they'll just get 4G on their phone and just type in Discord like just solo them, guys. And that's probably enough because the roster's just too ridiculous. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock that in. It's gonna be my official predictions.
Oh damn. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very reasonable prediction with a bit of obvious bias in picking us in the coin flip matches that we have.
I don't think it's that biased because we did beat them.
No, it's not biased. It's not biased in the sense that we don't have a chance, but we go with us anyway. Yeah. But it's a coin flip, and obviously, if it's a coin flip, we would pick us.
Yeah, I think last season everyone had very good predictions. Like mine was 29 out of 30. The only one I got wrong was WXCM30. Yeah. I'd be very surprised with some of these matches if it was people getting like 30 out of 30. Because MBHOH is so close. WXC with M30 and BDR. All the like GCM RIHs, come FDHs.
Yeah.
It's very close, definitely. All over the place.
This will be a very hard season to get perfect predictions in.
Yeah.
If somebody's getting perfect predictions, okay, no, I'm not going to say that. But I might lose the bet. I'm not saying safe.
Someone somewhere will get them, and it'll probably be of something ridiculous like Dep dropping into losers bracket, or just something which no one could possibly predict.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is my official predictions for season 16 of Ultimate Conquest. Thank you to Grom for joining me for this.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And hopefully, just copying the picks can help some of you out there, or at least the analysis can help sway your judgment one way or another to getting bad predictions.